Now, so girl, finally we got something we can be excited about watching. Did you get into the Real Housewives of Potomac last night? Baby girl, Potomac look like they about to come with it, bitch, and I'm here for it. Let's just jump right on in. First and foremost, I want to say, Potomac people, whoever idea it was to do that dramatic ass soap opera opening, I loved every minute of it. And then how they kept doing all these flashbacks about people talking about Karen and her financial problems and all the blog posts, and the music was slow when Karen got that phone call from her homegirl and she had started crying on the line. That it like the first 2 minutes of the show, I was sucked into it like it was a thriller on the big screen. I love whoever decided to do that creatively. And then after Karen started going through the little motions, ooh, the air conditioner came on. I hope it don't disturb y'all like it just disturbed me. When Karen started going through her motions and they showed the back of her White House and it was dirty because it looked like it needed to be pressure washed, I'm like, ooh, they got the worst angle of this lady house on the worst day of the year because it was gloomy and gray to match her mood. And then Potomac people real messy because before they really got into the conversation, they gonna show that lady going to the mailbox getting a handful of bills. Like, Karen, quiet as a kept, bitch. You should have did what I did. I fumbled through the mail and looked for the checks, and I put the rest of that shit back in the goddamn mailbox, bitch. Out of sight, out of mind. I don't like to bring that stress and negativity in my house. Okay. All right, some more general housekeeping. I will say this, I am utterly disappointed with the Potomac cast photo, but bitch, they confessional looks are everything. Them hoes look good in them confessionals. Now, my number one confessional look so far, I think is Monique. It's just simple, it's elegant. I like Karen in the pink minus the hair. Robyn got on a suede bustier. You know, Robyn never really could dress all that good. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure now that Juan ass got a job, you know, she probably gonna start doing a little better. You know, why pay more when you could pay less? But nonetheless, ooh, I am such a shady bitch. Nonetheless, the confessional looks are off the chain. Juan and Robyn, you know, I mean, like, I'm happy that Juan got a head coaching job at a community college-based football team or whatever, because for a very long time, work was not honest, nor was it paying the bills. But for the life of me, I don't understand, number one, why y'all ass moving out that starter town home into a bigger home. Financially, number one. Let them settle down in the job good. Let Robyn settle down and get a couple more seasons under her belt before y'all start taking on more bills. But the other thing that's got me kind of about y'all moving, y'all hoes don't even know if y'all go together for real. Y'all ain't, you see what I'm saying? So it would seem to me, from both of y'all's perspective, I would stop binding myself to the other person. Like, quiet as it's kept, I am of the belief that both of y'all need to either shit or get off the pot. Like, what are y'all doing? Why are y'all further complicating y'all's life by going and getting a bigger house, but you don't know where your relationship stands? That just doesn't make sense to me. Musical interlude. He always treats me right. He never fights and sends me flowers and wines and dines me. Took me home to meet his mama. Gizelle's got a man at home. Is it me or do Gizelle look like Shantae Moore? That's what prompted me to sing that song. But she's also got a man at home. Yeah, I hit my note. Kim Burrell taught me how to do that. Home. See, I had to pull that out the sky like Luther. At home. See, yes. At up here. At home. Yes, bitch. Oh, home. Nonetheless, home. I'ma say it one more time, y'all. Home. Nonetheless, Gizelle got her a man, honey. Yeah, she got her. And that little piece of man, a whole man. And not somebody else's man, her man. Her man is her man. Heard it was my man too. She said, baby, she keeping him satisfied. on the weekends, but just in the bed. And she said that her mama told her to keep a man, you gotta fuck him and feed him. And she say all she doing is fucking him. But see, they said that about you. They said you was a hoe back in the day when you was pledging, aka they said it. And I don't want you to get mad with me, Soror. I don't make the news, I just report it. And that's just what the people saying. They said you fuck for that makeup startup money. They said you had to put that Oochie Coochie on Jamal Bryant, and that you sitting over there now living up on all the church's money. They said all that about you. And they said you and Marlo Hampton be on the phone after hours talking and comparing notes. I'm just telling you what the people said. Nonetheless, I am excited that Gizelle's got a man, and we don't have to see her going through this arbitrary dating and whatnot on the show. Although, last season, I did like that other gentleman that she was dating. I think maybe his name was Michael. Don't quote me on that. But I did like him. But I seem to like Sherman, too. Like, he seems legit. He seems solid. And you know Gizelle gold digging, not got to maintain the lifestyle. As you know, Sherman got to have a coin. And let me take that back. Gizelle ain't got to maintain the lifestyle because her and Jamal Bryant both done stole the lifestyle, spending up all the church's money at home. Ashley friend, I want to take 5 minutes. I want to pause Real Housewives of Potomac, and I want to talk about Ashley friend that came around her house. Is it me? Or the biracial girls can't never do their damn hair. Like, the biracial girls got the hair that the black girls would want all day long. Long, flowy, luscious hair. But because y'all ass is trapped in between two worlds, you're trapped in between two combs, and you're also trapped in between two types of styling products. That girl hair was a poofy, dry, choppy mess. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, girl, you would have been better had you just pulled that shit back in a ponytail with a rubber band at home. Like, she's sitting up there looking like Mustafa or goddamn Whoopi Goldberg from Serafina. I was just all kind of confused. Okay, press play on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Ashley, let me tell you something. Here it is. Your own bag of loot is barely solidified. And then you around here spending up all this man money on your mama. I am sorry. To Michael's, and you know what? Last season, I really had all kind of qualms with Michael because I felt like he was hindering your growth and he was controlling you using his money, and that he purposely married you because you were young and you'd be a nice little trophy and something that he could control. Coming into this season, I'm actually kind of on board with Michael and his sentiments about your mama. Here it is, your marriage is already trouble, and you got the nerve, you got the mitigated gall to take this man's money, not only take care of yourself and this restaurant that ain't doing nothing, but then to furnish a lifestyle for your mama. And don't get me wrong, I am not saying that this girl should not help her mama, but she shouldn't be supporting her mama. Now, I may be confused. Is her mother sick or something? I'm not sure. But the bitch look able-bodied to me. The bitch look willing, ready, and able. So she need to stand her ass either in the child line or in the goddamn unemployment line, or she need to take her ass down to Career Builder Services and get her a temp job or something. She filed bankruptcy. Okay, now that she filed bankruptcy, and a year later, year and a half, 2 years later, she's still in a fucked up financial position, then it says to me that that bitch need to move out her house and move into a motherfucking apartment. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, why the fuck she can't do what normal people do? I am sorry. It's bad enough that Michael is supporting himself, you, and then supporting her entire lifestyle. It's one thing to aid and assist a family member, and it is another to provide all of their sustenance. And you dead ass wrong for doing that shit on that man dime. And I can understand why the fuck he frustrated with you and your mammy, because he looking back like both of these hoes kicking back on my damn dollar, and then the bitch don't even have enough decency to do what the fuck I tell her to do. And I'm not saying that if a man paying all the bills that you should listen to him and be his slave. But I am saying, if a man paying all your bills and your mammy bills, then you got to shut the fuck up and do whatever the fuck that man say whenever the fuck he say it. And that's just true tea. That's the way the world works. I don't know too many people who gonna sit out there and furnish somebody lifestyle, a lavish lifestyle, and a mammy lifestyle. Like, I'm just not understanding why your mama can't go fucking, you know, work in a cafeteria, work at Walmart, get a temp job somewhere, and reduce her lifestyle. See, that's what it is. Your mama too uppity. She too stushes. She thinks she too good for an apartment. Let me tell you something, baby. I done lived in and got kicked out of a lot of apartments. Catch, okay? It ain't nothing wrong with living in a little piece of apartment till you get back on your damn feet, and that's what the fuck she need to do. Cause you got to fuck around and lose her sustenance and yours. Daughter, you better listen to me. Now, I know Karen got a whole lot of shit going on over there. She might not be the right person to talk to right now about living arrangements. But you better find out old lady sitting under a goddamn tree, a bus stop, or better yet, standing up under an umbrella. You better listen to her, daughter, because your mama about to have both of y'all ass standing in the child line with no home, okay? Monique, you know Monique is one of my favorite Potomac housewives. But Monique, you did something on this episode that rubbed me the wrong way, since we around here talking about women who need to work to support themselves. I am sorry. I have zero sympathy for any kind of stress that any sort of rich stay-at-home mom has. And what ticks me the entire fuck off is when rich stay-at-home moms complain about being tired and busy. Okay, first and foremost, Monique, it's an insult to women who have to work, who have to raise their kids, who are legitimately, involuntarily busy. Your busy is an optional busy. If you're busy and stressed out, you can stay your ass at home. You don't have to be on committees. You don't have to be doing this, that, and the third. Those are things that you can take off your plate, so you're not so busy at home, okay? And I just hate, and I feel like oftentimes these stay-at-home moms and these rich stay-at-home moms feel as if the world is judging them and looking down on them for being kept women. So they feel the need to yell busy and tired so they can relate to the working class of woman. But yo busy and Ashley mama busy is two different busies. Everything somebody on Ashley mama financial level doing, they have to do. Yo shit you don't have to do, Monique. Monique, you can instantly be unbusy like this. That's a beautiful option to have. So I'm gonna need you to chill out with the busy and the tired and don't have time tease, because you are in a situation that money has bought you all the time you need to do whatever it is you want. And that's just true tea. Ashley moving back in with Michael. Piggybacking off of what I said earlier, Ashley don't have a choice but to make this shit work with this man, because from what they've shown us, she's not financially independent. Not to mention, it's gonna be a hard fall from grace if her and her mama ass have to roommate in an apartment and call it a home. Okay, it's gonna be a huge fall from grace, and you supposed to be the young PYT that's living with all the money. So yeah, you finna have to put up with Michael's shit. And it's so funny because I really feel bad for Ashley. I don't feel like Ashley loves Michael, and I don't feel like Michael loves Ashley. I feel like their marriage was a damn arrangement, and that they both knew what it was when they got together. He wanted a pretty young thing that he could control, and Ashley wanted to kick up her shoes, relax her feet, and party to the sound of the Escape beat. Just kicking it at home. And she wanted to play business with real money as if it was monopoly money with this man money. Okay, so both of y'all got what you want. The bill done came due and it's time for both of y'all to pay it. Unfortunately, Michael's going to win in the end because he who is financially stable and dependent always wins. Ashley is going to be the person who loses if this relationship goes awry, and I am sure that Michael was smart enough to protect his assets in such a way that whatever she gets in the divorce, it's just gonna be a little yang around the bank. Ashley, I hope that you can figure out some kind of way to generate some revenue for yourself, that you don't end up being stuck in a toxic marriage for a very long time. Moving right along to Karen and Robyn. I forgot until I just said now. Robyn is my favorite housewife on Potomac, and I'm gonna tell you why. The bitch is just so real, practical, and honest when it comes to everybody else's business except hers. But that's all right. She's a work in progress, and hopefully Iyanla gonna fix her life after she fixed Karen's life and Susie Orman fix her credit. Nonetheless, bitch, who is in charge of the girls this episode? It's Robyn in charge. Robyn is in charge of the girls. Miss Robyn went down to the restaurant, bar, and grill. Okay, she sat down with Karen. Karen poured out a sincere conversation to this lady, telling her, I appreciate you for being a listening ear and a sounding board. And Robyn was like, yeah, girl, I don't want to talk about that, but let's talk about how we think you lying and how you hide and stuff. And basically how you picked me out of the crew to talk to, and you was just doing damage control. And the blog said your bills backed up, and the streets say your lies backed up, and what you got to say. Bitch, let me tell you something. When she got Miss Karen ass together about Karen finances, I hollered. And Robyn would not let up. She was like, Karen, everyone thinks you're lying. You're having tax issues. You never told anybody. You moved because of tax issues. I feel like you're hiding stuff. I feel like you weren't being sincere. I feel like you called me to do damage control. And I believe every single word Robyn said. Every word. I was just surprised that she was that frank with Karen in that moment. But hey, listen, it ain't never a right or wrong time to tell nobody the truth, okay? See, one thing about the truth, it needs no proof. Either it is or it isn't. And whether you at a restaurant or at home, it's the truth. And I'm gonna tell you something. Karen got real mad and Robyn pushed Karen off her damn rocker. But here's the gag, Karen. Because you having a Portia moment. I'm trying to think who else I can compare you to. Karen, you put on airs for so long and treated people so, you've been so uppity and stush that, believe it or not, the people around you, I'm not going to say that they're taking delight in the fact that your husband is having some tax issues. They're taking delight in the fact that your ass been knocked down a whole bunch of notches from this grand dame persona that you tried to give the girls. And the longer you try to hold on to this secret and the more defensive you get about it, Karen, the more they gonna jug and turn that knife, because yes, they're feeling vindicated. As the viewer, I'm feeling vindicated for some of your past actions. And quite frankly, Karen, you're lying. Like, the sky is blue and you're trying to tell everybody that it's red, and we see it for what it is. And if it is not blue, then we need you to provide us with some receipts as to why the sky is red, or better yet, why you and your husband are in the red at home. Karen, just come clean with it. And she's talking about, because Karen Huger doesn't owe anybody and she is debt free, but bitch, your husband ain't. Yes, God, honey, that's what the tabloid said. You know, Housewives of Potomac, I got the feeling that they gonna give us a Married to Medicine tea this season with some good, authentic, genuine storylines and some real drama. Looking forward to the previews. Monique Samuels got a taste of first season. She understand how this shit go. It looked like Monique gonna let her guard down a little more this season and be getting these hoes together. I'm actually also interested in the new girl that's gonna be on, because she looked like she ain't about that bukkake and that bullshit either. Housewives of Potomac, y'all. What do y'all think about it? This episode, who was in charge of the girls? And that's a girl. If you have not liked this video, go ahead and like it. And please do not forget to subscribe so you don't miss the phone call even when I call you late tonight. Because I think I'm going to call you back tonight about love and hip hop. And listen, when love calls, you better do what, bitch? You better answer. So hit the subscribe button so your phone can ring or you can get the email notification every time I call you at home. And I'll call you later, girl. Bye.